Target Center, tipping off 7 of the next 8. Starting lineups here tonight. Timberwolves 5 without Victor Wembanyama. It looks the Wolves. Timberwolves come out in their statement edition black. They've got the SATX.
For Sol when Wemby was still playing.
That might have been.
we'll take it though as Jaden attacks and gets the lefty finish. I got to tell you, Alan, this is a big thrill for me to have you here on our broadcast. Is just so fun, and we're all going to enjoy listening to you tonight, for sure.
I appreciate it, Jim, and you've been a big reason why this has even happened. So my appreciation is to you and with everybody at FanDuel Sports Network. Up 2-0. Spurs with their first offensive possession. They throw it away. Jaden with a bucket at one end and a steal. Edwards. Right side, Conley is open. Can he nail the corner three? We're shooting 46%. No, pops out. Vassell has the rebound.
Shot it so well last ball game, too, in Miami. He got Minnesota off to a great start. Was one of the guys that scored 15 points as Minnesota forces another turnover.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Spurs. Jaden on the move. The floater comes up short, but you know what? Followed up, put it in for 2. 4-0. Jaden McDaniels leads the Spurs. This San Antonio team still, you know, their chances of making the postseason, Jim, took a serious hit when Wembanyama went down. And by the way, we certainly wish a healthy and speedy recovery for Victor, who's going to be one of the great players in this league.
No doubt.
But they come in 13th in the Western Conference. They're 4.5 games back of 10th place Dallas. Randall misses a left wing 3, and the Spurs will bring it up.
No. San Antonio is going to be taking a road trip to Los Angeles, and De'Aaron Fox is going to meet a doctor. He's been suffering from that pinky injury since we played them, Alan. I mean, when he had 60 against us, he was still suffering that injury. He might have surgery and be done for the rest of the year.
And pops on a straightaway 3, 41% for being late the last 2 games, something Chris Finch has been pushing here over the last week or so.
Minnesota's taking care of the basketball over the past 15, 20 games. They're doing a much better job of winning that differential as well.
Paul to Fox in the corner. Still strange to see him in a Spurs jersey. He nails the 3 and then kind of looks down at his finger right there. 6 a game.
You can see those 2 fingers, the pinky and the next ring finger on his left hand, are taped together, and they've been that way since the beginning of the season.
And with the miss, Randall the offensive rebound. Up 7-3 are the Wolves. Conley works off that Gobert screen. Rudy one dribble. Inside, underneath, hanging out was Jaden McDaniels. From the dunker spot, he scores it for 2. He's got 6 of the Wolves' 9 points.
It's one of the wrinkles that Chris Finch has added to Minnesota's offense since Rudy's been out, and since also Julius. And he's so much better right now on both ends of the floor. Defend the rim as well. They've been attacking the basket, especially when Steph Castle comes into their lineup. Minnesota can really, exploit them. Offensive rebound, second chance points, especially with Rudy back in the mix.
Conley bumped till fade on the jumper, no, but free throws coming up.
Statistic for Julius. He was doing that before he got hurt as well.
He led the team in that category before he got hurt. Beautiful feed inside from McDaniels to Rudy, who hammers with the right hand.
He's played pretty well for them. He's given them a backbone defensively. He's also another nice pick and roll partner with Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox. And here you see Harrison Barnes knocking down a corner 3, which is what he does big time.
He's 4th best in the NBA in catch and shoot threes. Harrison Barnes, 44%. Again, 4th best. Julius, catch and shoot opportunity, got it. Boy, Julius has done so many things well. The 3-point shooting has not been there pre-injury and post-injury.
Yeah. There's so many other things for this team, though. Giving up a lot of his game to be able to fit in.
Ball fades and fires, but comes up short. Conley up into the front court with the Wolves up by 6 here. This lineup for the Wolves making their 38th start tonight. Have not played particularly well as Ant dumps it inside to Rudy. Fouled from 0. I like the +0 for some reason. I still say it. Here's Conley baseline. Off to Rudy. He'll push it up. Off the heel. Got the friendly roll.
One thing, Alan, I think we've all been pretty amazed at how Minnesota's integrated these players back into the system, and they've just flourished right away out of the box.
It's amazing. I mean, Dante, floater by Fox. Dante, Julius, and we'll see if Rudy can follow suit. I mean, they look like they haven't skipped a beat, which speaks volumes about the training staff, getting those guys prepared and ready to play. Chris Paul directing traffic up the front court. Harrison Barnes, can he hit another catch and shoot? Nope. Part of the 56% that he misses. Barnes is down his 13th year.
Amazing.
He's number 2 on the Ironman streak, too. 284 consecutive games played. 1 spot ahead of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He was at 170 when he checks in tonight. Fox clears the rebound. Here come the Spurs, trailing by 6. They're 11-20 on the road this season. They have dropped 5 of their last 6. They're 3-6 since Wembanyama went out at the All-Star break. And they're just 5-9 since they acquired De'Aaron Fox. Ant bottled up. Conley moves it to the corner. Here's Jaden McDaniels. Mid-post. They'll pop on the jumper and hit again. Jaden McDaniels is 4 of 5 from the field. He can play with Rudy now, and he's being effective in those 22 minutes. Sohan inside the jump hook over Nas. No, but a tip follow up with the left hand. Jeremy Sohan comes off the bench and averages 11 points a game.
Happy to see this lineup for Minnesota back in the mix too, having Dante and Julius back in the lineup with Ant and Jaden and also Nas Reed. Nikhil, when he comes in, has also been productive, and Ant gets the end here that he played for Minnesota 3 years ago.
Yep, and then he spent that All-Star break here. He quickly went back for 51% from the field, 45% on his threes in fourth quarters. Chris Paul up fakes the 3, drives on Dante into the paint. Kick out right side. Here's Barnes again, and he's 1 for 3 on his catch and shoot 3 opportunities. Wolves up 9 here. They took an assist away from Jaden McDaniels, but he just picked one up on the last bucket by Ant. Inside, what a pass to Randall, but his shot erased inside by Devin Vassell. Here's the likely rookie of the year, Stephon Castle, a pull-up right side jumper. Missed it long off the back iron. McDaniels the rebound.
One of the things I love about Steph Castle is the way that he attacks the basket. And there are those who feel like he got kind of slighted at the slam dunk contest as Chris Paul makes a good strip right there. He had some amazing dunks and didn't use any props. And
instead of him, he has responded. And he's the 4th pick in the draft this past summer out of UConn. He's just had a tremendous rookie season.
Really has.
And that, you know, even losing the slam dunk contest still put him, I think, on another stage. Ant hunting for a second field goal. He's got it. The mid-range pull-up 2. 23-12, up 9. Up 11, I should say. 3 of 4 shooting for Anthony Edwards, so his 3rd field goal of the game. Keldon Johnson gets 1 to drop inside. Johnson's had 7 20-point games against the Wolves in his 15 career games against Minnesota.
Well, they've been a top 5 bench all season long, but all my stats for San Antonio, Allen, are for the last 9. Because I think anything that happened with Wembanyama, you have to reset what they've done the last 9 of the most relevant stats.
Yep.
They've led the league in bench scoring, and what a block right there by Julius.
Randall gets the rejection. The possession continues for San Antonio. 10 to shoot. Paul has played every single game this season.
Amazing.
It is Sohan missing the shot. He's gone with a different color in the hairdo since the last time we saw him. It was much brighter last time. Randall inside, sandwich between 2 defenders, splits that and scores it for 2.
And that's what Minnesota's missed with him out for the games that he missed. It was that inside tough scoring that he does for Minnesota. He missed 13 games. Minnesota was 5-8 in those games. Since he's been back, Minnesota's got a backbone big time.
Keldon.
Out. Do anything. Is that when you were doing anything? Is that when you were doing anything at everything?
Everything. I could not grasp it enough sports. The first time I'd ever seen the game of field hockey. But KOC, unbelievable as a quarterback in the Costa game. He was also a backup on their basketball squad that had Chase Budding.
He's tall. I mean, how big is he? Is KOC? Is he 6'6"?
I don't know if he's that tall. I was going to say 6'4".
Okay.
But he's up there.
Okay.
And deep 3, showing some range. Edwards off to a quick start. He's got 11 first quarter points.
Well, one of the biggest things for me during this stretch of games for Minnesota has been the ball movement. I mean, the way that they've been sharing the basketball and snapping around the perimeter. Again, Devin Vassell, I was telling some people before the game that were coming to the game, they were expecting Wembanyama when they got the tickets. I said, well, you're going to enjoy Devin Vassell. He is a gunfighter, and he's up and down at times, but he's on an uptick right now.
And with it, the 7th leading scorer in first quarters this year. He averages just over 7 a game. He's got 11 tonight. Hunting for more. Right side, Nikhil. Pump fake, fly by, wide open on the triple try. It's off the front rim, no. Sohan the rebound. Runs into trouble at midcourt, but here is Devin Vassell on the attack in the lane. The Spurs offense on the season, 17th. But Jim, you mentioned it. Without Victor Wembanyama, the numbers do change. And they are 17th, actually, in offense without Wembanyama, or since he went down. But their defense, as you might imagine, has really struggled.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the rebounding part of it as well.
Nas going to work inside, yes, with the right hand. So Nas coming off the bench tonight. He's averaging a career best 15 points a game. He started 17 consecutive games. There's Vassell on the drive, fouled by Dante DiVincenzo.
He was not feeling well in Miami.
Yeah.
And you clued me in. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time, but Ant did not start the third quarter in Miami. But Minnesota cleared the backboard, and Ant was a huge part of that.
13 rebounds for Ant in that win over Miami. 30-23, the Wolves lead by 7. So Nikhil and Dante together with Jalen Clark out there, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert. Naz going to work inside, just runs it up over Sohan. And Naz has the height advantage. This San Antonio squad does not have a lot of size without Wembanyama.
100%. Yeah, they've tried to acquire some, and that's why Bismack Biyombo's in the mix. They play small a lot, though.
And they're also without another big man, 6'11", Charles Bassey, who was a backup big that now is not available to them with a left knee injury. Naz in the block. Ooh, finds a cutting Rudy, but behind him and turned over. 9-point Wolves lead. Vassell trying to cut into that. His 3-ball short and crashing the glass on the weak side. Trying to slam that one. Cut by these 76ers. And spent the last 2+ years in San Antonio. A word from Great Clips.
The year with Wemby out, because he was probably the odds-on favorite, right? And Evan Mobley, Dyson Daniels, Jaren Jackson Jr. all in the mix now. It's going to be interesting to see how that ends up. Rudy should be a candidate too. I mean, he's like, people talk about him.
Quarter, Wolves up by 8. San Antonio with the ball. Sandro Mamukelashvili in the lane all the way to the rim. And Sandro makes his appearance felt to begin the second quarter. He averages 5 a game coming off the bench, only averaging about 9 minutes a night.
Talk about the size that they've needed. He's part of the stopgap for that as well. He's a good player too. He's got good physicality, can shoot it.
Speaking of shooting it, Dante, corner 3. No, that popped out, but Julius with the hustle secures the offensive rebound. Mike with it left side. Naz, straight away on the 3. Yes, sir. Another 3-ball for the Wolves, their 5th of the night. They're 5-10 from distance. Timeout, Mitch Johnson. Not pleased with the first 48 first quarters, which sets you up to play with the lead. Play from ahead, takes the pressure off, gives you a greater margin for errors. Mamukelashvili, again, able to get to the rim and score for 2.
Because they haven't done that so often this year. They've been down in games, always having to fight back. Now, they have fought back and won a lot of games they shouldn't have won.
It's easier this way, though. Play from ahead.
Yes.
There's Julius Randle answering back, scooping it up with the left hand. He scores it for 2.
It's less stressful for the coaching staff as well. Do we have to scrap the game plan, or should we just follow the game plan?
Castle on the attack, runs into 2 defenders, throws it up the top of the backboard. Still in play, finally out of bounds.
Oh, now Dante going back to Minnesota's bench really helps out as well.
Yes, it does. Because we saw in the one game he started, I think it was the Charlotte game, you know, the shots were eaten up by Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. If he comes off the bench, he gets more looks in the offense as Conley hits another 3.
He looks so confident right now the way he's shooting the basketball.
He has hit 13 of his last 26 3-pointers, and even 50% over the last 8 games. 45-33, up 12. And San Antonio does not have the firepower that the Wolves do from the 3-point line. Champagnie, Fox back out there, quickly moves on Conley into the lane, steps through on McDaniels. Back out, Champagnie, air ball. Crowd enjoys that. Conley hit ahead. Nikhil right wing. Naz will go to work on Mamukelashvili. Haven't we all wanted to do that? Randle with it in the lane. Spots Conley underneath. Kick out. Jaden had an opportunity for a 3, but Fox was right on him. Randle, good position inside, and he scores it.
Well, that was brilliant. The cut that Julius made to get position in front of Mamukelashvili was just on time, and Mike just set him up perfectly to see as to how he got in front of him like that. You got to stay aware.
Castle rejects the screen, drives on Naz, shoved off. Naz, it was kind of between steps, so that contact forced him backwards. Easy 2.
Talking to Sean Elliott before the game, he thinks Steph Castle is a top 5 in-game dunker in the NBA right now.
There's Naz going to work at the other end over Mamukelashvili. Got the friendly target center roll. Wolves have scored on all 5 possessions here in the second quarter. Ooh, Fox. Boy, we've
seen that a time or two, haven't we?
It was Reggie Jackson who coined Fox's speed as Bugatti speed. Naz, left side 3 comes up short. Castle up high for the rebound. 8-point Wolves lead. They've been playing from ahead nearly the entire game. Champagnie. Castle calls for the screen. We'll use that, switching on to McDaniels. Castle gets it back. forced one up inside. Jaden rips it away, but lots of contact. And Castle off the bench has 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in 10 minutes. The shooting is good to see from Ant. The last 10 games, he's averaging 40% from the field, 32% from deep. Castle hits 1 out of 2, but Ant that first quarter, Jim, 4 of 5 shooting, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc.
You know, it's also good to see is his turnovers going down.
Oh, you've noticed. 5 in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
Free ball, yes, splashed in for Mike Conley. There's his second 3 of the night. Not only has Ant have 5 in his last 5 games, compare that to the prior 5, he had 16.
Yeah. It's been a big reason why Minnesota's been so much more efficient. See Steph Castle, he's got that. He uses the pump fake up in the air so he can get to the free throw line. That's why he shoots 14, 15 a game.
We've seen Chris Finch be comfortable with 9, which is almost really more 8.5 than 9, but 10 so far in the first half. And TJ Shannon and Jalen Clark have played so well, I think he's really forced Chris Finch's hand in that regard.
You have to play him.
1 out of 2 for Castle at the line. He's 4 of 6 at the stripe. TJ bumped by Castle. Drops it back out for McDaniels. Julius Randle. Shake and bake, cross the lane. Defense collapses out to Mike. 3rd free. No, he knew it as soon as he let it fly. And Spurs come back the other way. Wolves are up by 13. The largest lead has been 14. Fox, the pocket pass to Sohan right to the cup. Missed it. Boy, Jade was trying to get out of the way. It's still...
And his turnovers, Jaden, and his foul is also down as well. You know, that's been another thing that's helped him and his...
Another season where almost on a nightly basis, he was battling foul difficulty. Kind of like his prior 4 seasons. Down to 2.9 a game, and you can count the number of times on one hand, maybe in the last, well, since the calendar turned to 2025, maybe earlier, that he's gotten himself into foul difficulty.
Yeah.
Wolves up by a dozen here. Sohan went 1 out of 2. Ooh. Conley bumped along the baseline.
Ouch.
Edwards still looking for his first points in the second quarter. Good feed inside to Nas, off his hands, however, and turned over. Wesley on the push. Sohan inside, hesitates. Kick out to Barnes. Now up top, it's Fox, who's reluctant to shoot the 3. Then he traveled. Turnover. Gets in a runway, lost it on the way up and out of bounds.
The suspension.
Suspension in Utah. Castle fade from the mid-post is able to get that to drop in. He's really been their best scoring option. He's into double figures. He's got 10 points. 52-42. Wolves up by 10, trying to take 3 out of 4 from San Antonio this year. The only loss is Nas hoists a right wing 3. That was halfway down and popped out. Rebound kept alive by TJ, then ripped away by Jaden McDaniels. Took it away from Chris Paul. Mike Conley? Yes, sir. 3rd 3 of the half.
TJ gets the poke away that time, but it's Jaden McDaniels that wins the 50-50 ball battle, and against Chris Paul, that's pretty impressive.
It is. All 8 threes for Minnesota have been assisted tonight. Barnes wing left, got the matchup against Conley. Ames, Iowa native. Paul will give it right back as Barnes works baseline, spins between 2 defenders, lost it, got it back. Now out to Paul. 3 ball, left side, got it. Wow. Chris Paul drains the triple.
Harrison Barnes, he just stayed relaxed that time. He didn't get too crazy with it, just got the basketball and threw it out to the open player.
Chris Paul has played in more games, played more minutes than he did all of last season already this year. Was the main tier in the first half. 9 points, 4 assists. Off the feed from Dante. Nas could not hit the triple. The Wolves are now 8 of 18, 44%. Still shooting it well, 58% from the field here in the first half. Up by 10, 55-45. Vassell drops it back out. Keldon Johnson comes up short on the 3. Spurs are now 4 of 13 from distance. They are 21st in the league in 3-point percentage. The 3-point rate is top 10, but the 3-point percentage is not great, bottom 10. Jaden, the lob inside for Nas. Too tall for him. Tried to stay up there. Couldn't get it to drop, and here comes Keldon Johnson back the other way. Spurs have not been a great first half team. 21st in the league. Something to look for in the third quarter as Barnes hits a corner 3. They've been a really good third 3 for Minnesota. Dante, as a last resort, decides to step through and get the easy bucket at the rim. Looked like that lane was open for him early, but was set on passing it. So out of the timeout, the Wolves execute. CP3, free throw line extended. Now Keldon Johnson up top, working against Ant. Paul will get off that Johnson screen. Sohan, 4 to shoot, across the lane. He'll run it up over Nas. Bad idea. It's rejected by Nas Reed. There's the first block of the night for Nas. He's averaging close to a block per game. Picked up a ton of blocks in the starting lineup. He's there for 17 games. How about TJ Shannon from the corner? Could not hit. 38% on his threes. Both he and Jalen Clark have been impressed with their three-point shooting. It's not a ton of volume. They're not getting as many minutes with guys returning to the lineup, but they've been efficient.
They come into the game and they make shots.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
their minutes have gone from 20 plus down to about 10 plus.
Yeah, so you got to make it happen.
4th turnover on San Antonio. Wolves have committed 5 so far. Nas on the run to the rim. Inside, it's Randall I should say to McDaniels. He lost it. 6 turnovers on the Wolves.
Credit San Antonio, though. They've taken away the paint from Minnesota. It was kind of a blowout in the first quarter. Another paint attack by Keldon Johnson. So what was a big Minnesota lead, points in the paint, is leveling up here now. Minnesota just with a 4-point advantage, 28-26 in the paint, or 24 in the paint.
Ant has not scored here in the second quarter. Dante from deep comes up short. Jaden another opportunity, and he cashes in. Jaden's into double figures. He's got 11, his first 3-ball of the night.
So 9 of 21 for Minnesota. Another assist on the 3-ball.
And Fox back out there on the roll to Keldon Johnson. Well, that was a well-executed ATO.
They run that action for De'Aaron Fox a lot in Sacramento, and they brought it here to San Antonio for him. Delivered the pass to Keldon Johnson, who I'm a big Keldon Johnson fan. Whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench, he is just effective.
Julius puts on the deck against Johnson. Out at Nas, the pass was a little offline. 4 to shoot, Randall's going to work. Spins, out to Nas at the buzzer, yes!
How about the 360 pass attempt right there by Julius Randle in a post-up. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've never seen a guy do a pirouette in the air to pass the basketball.
Sometimes you have to adapt. De'Aaron Fox, left side, lines up the 3 and hits it. Oh, and that has some words. Is that Joe Ingles down there?
Yeah.
Interrupted our pregame hit during the Wolves Live.
As usual.
Yeah. He gets me on radio every time, too, with our halftime coaches interview. Interrupts them. Jaden left side trying to answer. Cannot do it. And then Jaden picks the pocket of Devin Vassell. Drops it for Ant. Yes! Elevate and eviscerate. Anthony Edwards rocks the rim for 2. 10-point Timberwolves lead. Castle back the other way. Reverse layup is good.
Again, the way that he was able.
Their best. They're the 10th best third-quarter team in the NBA, and they've won all 3 prior third quarters against the Timberwolves. Missed 3 from Vassell. The Wolves get their first offensive possession in the second half. That ball movement you referenced, 22 assists out of 27 made field goals. Yeah. That's 82%. Conley will use the Gobert screen. Rudy, 3 fouls in the first half. Mike squirts free around Rudy to lay it up and in for 2. Back to a 10-point lead. Wolves have been up by as many as 14. They're 26-1 this year when they've had a 14-point lead in a game. The only loss coming at Memphis. Up top, De'Aaron Fox, right side. Harrison Barnes under duress, missed the 3. Barnes, who was shot 4th best in the NBA on his catch and shoot threes, is 2 for 5 on his threes tonight. Randall McDaniels goes inside and squirts it up and in. And that's that floater shot that Jaden's become just incredible at hitting. Barnes draws contact.
That open spot to knock down the jump shot.
I think you're right. There's too much air on that. It bounced.
Yeah.
That was not a typical pass out to the wing. And Julius, when he does make those perimeter passes, you ever
a lot of heat.
He puts a lot of heat on those.
Yeah. Well, Julius has had a couple missed opportunities at getting triple doubles because he had a couple games here in the last 4 where he had double-figure scoring, double-figure rebounding, and had 9 assists as well. Had 9 assists in Charlotte.
Yep.
And last ball game in Miami.
And pull up 2. Nope. Julius offensive rebound. 7th offensive rebound for the Wolves here tonight. Working against Vassell. The double comes out to Ant, left angle. He'll drive on Barnes, scoops it up off glass and got it. 2 more for Ant. He's up to 15. He leads the Wolves, tied with Nas Reed for team high honors.
It's a workmanlike game for Ant.
Yeah.
So 8 shot attempts, 15 points, just doing what he needs to do to help this offense run.
Paul swings it out. Vassell catch and shoot 3. Buries that one.
They held Devin Vassell to just 7 points. in that first half. He has the ability to score points in bunches.
He scored 20 or more against the Wolves in 6 of his last 7 matchups. Randall misses a 3, but the rebound comes out to Ant. A couple of more offensive rebounds here to begin the second half. Ant pulls up on the straightaway 3, missed that one long. And the rebound comes away to De'Aaron Fox. You can see the speed. Races on Conley down the lane to the rim. That shot is blocked. It's a goal tip.
They've done that too here with this Spurs team. They have played at a much faster pace than they were playing.
Ooh, Conley gets free down the lane and draws a foul. It's on Fox. Not a lot of guys in this league that can take over and win a game and control a game like he can.
I think that De'Aaron, just because I think he kind of felt like it was not a graveyard, but you know, you don't get the All-NBA looks, I think, when you play in a city like Sacramento if they're not having success.
Well, they had success the 2 years ago, and then it dropped off last year. To maintain good relationships, in fact, you better have a great relationship with your best player. And that's what, swinging this to the Wolves, that's where I think
top to bottom of the roster, he gets them all a little tough.
Island Resort and Casino is the exclusive casino partner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Visit TICasino.com.
2 free throws good, a 7-point Wolves lead. Spurs just continue to hang around despite not having this game tied or taking the lead. Conley baseline, extra pass. Rudy will hammer it through for 2.
I thought Rudy was there wrapping around and making it easy.
Ball to Barnes inside, lowers the shoulder on Julius, who held his own. The ball pops free, and Barnes comes back with it. He'll attack again. Decides to fade. Doesn't like the context. Barnes able to connect. He's got himself 12 points. And swings it to Rudy, who rolls. Extra pass, Jaden. Caught onto the backboard. Gets airborne. Oh, Chris Paul, what a save. Jaden was trying to fire it off him, but Chris Paul was ready for it. That's some dodgeball skills right there. Making the catch. And Fox converts at the other end. That wasn't the fast break, but I would consider that the secondary break before the defense gets set. Fox can hit that shot. Five-point advantage. Ant spins away from a double. Kicks out to Julius, who's wide open. A corner 3, yes. Second 3 of the night. 16 his last 4 games. He's been shooting well inside the arc. 62 plus. He's got 2 threes tonight. Paul converts.
Wolves can't get any stops. They've shot the ball great. Offensively, Minnesota shared the ball. They've got a lot of assists. They've got a lot of efficiency offensively, but they can't get any stops here against San Antonio.
7 straight possessions San Antonio has scored on. 7:45 left to go. Ant gets free. Got a shove from behind. The layup is good. But Fenezi Ransom, the umpire in his 7th year, decided to swallow the whistle on that play. But you can hear Barnes. You can see the hand right on his back in that little shove.
100%.
There's Fox trying to free himself. Lobs it to Biyombo. We haven't called his name much. Biyombo sets a couple solid screens. Fox floater. Nope, that's a little further than he wanted to be. Offensive rebound comes out to Chris Paul. And contact from Mike Conley.
Was the 2-hand push by Bradley Beal in Phoenix. When not only did they not call the foul, but they ended up being a flagrant 1.
The alley-oop. Biyombo. Rudy pressured on the perimeter. Conley off that Rudy screen. Probes baseline. Now Jaden with it. 6 to shoot here against Chris Paul. Gets by him, floats it up in the paint. Came up short against Biyombo. The rebound, Julius Randle. Randle out in the perimeter, drops it for Ant. Down the lane, the floater from Ant goes off glass and drops it in for 2.
Spending time with the dunker. Julius wants to be around the painted area as well. You've got to keep some spacing to be able to give Ant some room to be able to operate. More second chance points for Minnesota, by the way. 19 for Minnesota.
Paul to the baseline, free for that patented 12 to 14 footer, just sort of fading back off a 1 foot. Makes that look so easy. He's got 7 points. He's got 5 assists. Not a surprise, he's got 0 turnovers. He's #1 in the NBA in assist to turnover. A career best 5.4 assist per turnover. Mike Conley's on that top 5 list. He's 5th.
Tyus Jones is always on that list, isn't he? Trey as well.
I'm surprised. Tyus has got a little streak going. I think he's been #1 for 5 straight years. Corner 3, Jaden McDaniels. Well, the Wolves have started to hit some threes, some corner threes, that is. Over the last 9 games, 44% from the corners on a hefty volume, 12 attempts per game. 44% is 4th best. Paul against Rudy. Frees himself, 16-footer. Off the back iron, no. Rebound tapped out by Biyombo, but controlled by Conley. Now Randle with it. Up by 9 with possession. Randall leans in. The shot off the back iron. No. Rudy battling on the boards. Kept it alive. Randall able to put up the shot. No. He's got 9 in each of his last 2 games that would have given him his first triple-double in a Wolves uniform. Oh, yeah. Centrifugal. That's what they showed us when they talked about Sir Isaac Newton in school. You just show a Julius Randle free throw like that. So San Antonio has scored on 10 of their last 11 possessions. And Jim, they've only gained 1 point on the scoreboard. Lob inside, which I think went right through. Now they're going to say basket interference. Yeah. Double ensues out to Dante. Up fake the 3, now drive at Castle. Backdoor Ant layup with the right hand. It wouldn't drop. Again, Ant thought he got fouled in a late whistle. Well, refs will tell you, and Monty McCutcheon, so leader of the officiators, that they don't comes, but watching enough games, that is absolutely the case at times. Not often, but if it misses, then it becomes a foul. If you make it, we're going to swallow the whistle. Keldon Johnson lays it up and in, 92-81. Still an 11-point game because the Wolves' defense is not on point tonight. Not at the point where it can push the lead.
Yeah, 56% shooting for San Antonio.
And good movement to the left side. Nas lines up the 3. Keldon Johnson, the rebound. 92-81. Wolves were on a 7-0 run. Keldon Johnson changed that equation. Castle inside, rises on Nas, hangs, the shot drops, and he drew the foul. 4:07 left to go in the third, up 9. Castle hits 1 out of 2 again.
Well, really, the Rookie of the Year award is his to lose now. I mean, like, I don't see anybody really.
Oh, and inside out dribble, and he banks it in for 2. How about that? Freeing himself nicely. Ant's now up to 23 points in the game. He's hit 8 of 12 shots. And Castle drawing more contact, and he'll get more game last night. And the Celtics win over the Lakers. Castle hits the free throw.
It's going to be interesting to see how San Antonio.
I don't know if they know what position Jeremy Sohan plays. I mean, obviously there was last year as Ant fires a right-wing 3 off iron. No. Castle's got the rebound.
Tried playing with the point.
I mean, that was a disaster and an embarrassment. I honestly feel like they wasted a whole year of Wemby. I'm not saying they would have reached the postseason, but it's made a world of difference having 2 veterans like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes on your squad. As Vassell hits a right side 3 to make it 94-88, 6-point Wolves lead, 3 to go. I just think they should have done that last year.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe Paul and Barnes aren't the 2 guys, but at least bring in some veterans to balance out your youthful roster. And someone who could throw an entry pass to Wemby would be nice. Here's Nas going to the left hand, scores it. Back up by 8 with 3 to play here.
I just don't think there are a lot of post players in the NBA that are able to shoot it from 3 and then drive it, and then also in posted opportunities shoot with their right and left hand as much as Nas does. He uses his left hand, Ellen, as much as anybody.
Yes. Dante knocks it free. Here come the Wolves on the push. Right to the cup, high off the window. Got it. How about that finish from Dante in transition?
Dribble drive penetration guy. I just am so happy for Jalen Clark and what he's become.
And when he's defending you, opponents are shooting 39%, 8% worse than average. Spurs
had possession of the basketball.
Scott Foster. Brent Barnes. Mike runs it up at the buzzer. Wolves got a pretty good look at it. And Rudy pulls down the offensive rebound and puts it back up and in.
More second chance points for Minnesota. 23 in the game.
I was a little worried that shot may have not hit the rim, but apparently it did. 111-94. Up by 17. Largest lead of the game is right here. Fox gets a step on Rudy into the paint to the corner. Here comes a 3-ball off rim. No, Mamukelashvili with the offensive rebound and the putback. Wolves are shooting 58% in this game and 49% from deep. They scored on 18 of 24 possessions in the third quarter. Nikhil gets free, missed a layup. Rebound out of bounds. It was 12 offensive rebounds and 23 second chance points. Trying to make it 3 wins in 4 meetings against the Spurs this year. Dante up fake. Now he'll pull up on the 3 and drain it. Dante from deep, the pull-up 3, shooting 36% on those this season. He'll take 2 of those a game. And the Wolves now up to 17 made 3s. Wide open inside. Castle tried to catch it and lay it in. He pulled down the rebound. Now he finds Keldon Johnson and fumbled it, got it back. Wild possession for San Antonio. Fox open. Will he shoot it? He will. And he hits. De'Aaron Fox.
He's hit some threes tonight. That's the
He's 31% on the season. He's 4 of 6 tonight. I mean, he ranks 66th out of 67 players in the NBA who have taken at least 300 three-point attempts this year. And that's how often 15. Dante and Mike in the backcourt with Nikhil as well. Naz and Rudy up front. Naz and Rudy pairing has been really good. The two bigs, a +7 net rating together, playing about 14 assists. Tried to set up Rudy inside. He got deflected out of bounds to the free throw line here. Nope, they come to the corner. Rudy right back to Dante. Tried to hoist it up. It got partially blocked by Mamukelashvili. Shot clock violation on Minnesota. Just the 8th turnover of the game for the Wolves. They've just done a remarkable job taking care of the basketball. It goes all the way back to early February over the last 16+ games.
Yeah, it depends upon where you sort, but you could actually sort where Minnesota's #1 for a long stretch in these last 15 to 20 games.
Strong drive by Keldon Johnson. 14 to 101. Wolves are now up to 5th in turnover differential, but they turn it over here. Driving in, Vassell missed the driving layup. Naz, nice outlet. Here's Nikhil on the push. Mike to Rudy. Out to Nikhil. Skip pass to him off the floor, and he'll launch the 3 and connect. Is that right? 30 points a game. They're outscoring their opponents at the three-point line. Plus 62 divided by 6. That's 10.
10
times 3.
30 points.
Good heavens.
There you go.
117-101.
Don't question yourself.
Just go with it.
You've done this for a long time.
Trust it. Here's Nikhil into the paint. Fades on the in the paint jumper. Here comes De'Aaron Fox. Spurs had a longer than usual rodeo road trip this year. Mamukelashvili missed the 3. Wolves fortunate to maintain possession. They went on a road trip and then they came home for 2, but they played both those games in Austin.
And then they had to go on the road again.
And they went on the road again.
Yeah, after the All-Star break.
Hey, Rudy offensive rebound and the lay-in on the putback. 2 more second chance points. The Wolves have 28 of those tonight.
Julius Randle's been on the bench for a while too, so he still has 7 rebounds and 9 assists. So he's not looking good here for this triple-double action that we've been looking for.
He's flirted with it 3 straight games. Looking for his first triple-double in a Wolves uniform. He's got 14 in his career. Vassell comes across the lane. He wanted to foul. The Wolves scoop up the loose ball, looking for points in transition. Dante up, fakes the 3. Good driving lane all the way, and the cut missed it off the back iron, but he drew the foul. Contact to the back of the head. Dante hits the free throw. Now our crew are on the road with the Wolves in Miami. They got to see the 4th straight win in person. That one went right down to the wire, and the NBA admitted that the ball out of bounds to end that, not to end the game, but led to a Bam Adebayo potential game winner.
Yeah.
That should have been Timberwolves basketball. Barnes across the lane, got it with the left hand, and he drew the foul. And what was unfortunate about that is that
So those end-of-game situations, plays where you got to set something up, it's more important to score than to save the timeout. So Harrison Barnes knocks down the free throw there, completes it.
for 5 at the free throw line. Spurs have doubled up the Wolves at the free throw line, 22 attempts to 11. Here's Julius off the Rudy screen, lobs it back to Rudy on the alley-oop, and he hammers it through.
It's the 10th assist.
Number 10 for Julius. He needs 3 rebounds to get to double figures. Defense by Dante. Ooh, an illegal screen by Harrison Barnes, which is all made possible
As he was catching and throwing that home.
Randle across the lane. That one swirls out. Chris Paul has the rebound. 7 points, 7 assists, 0 turnovers for Chris Paul, who's still at the advanced age of 39 in his 20th season. We've seen him twice this year control the game when he's on the floor. Hasn't really been the case tonight, I feel like, as Keldon Johnson turns it over. Rudy down the lane. That got the crowd excited. Now Jaden on a run inside. Off to Rudy. Up strong. Lay in. Good. How about 16 points in the return for Rudy Gobert?
I think we can say we can add him to the list of Dante and Julius Randle being ready to play, coming right back from injury.
Castle was hunting for the whistle there. Didn't get it. The Wolves are pushing. They're up 20. Largest lead of the game. Nikhil spins, splits 2, lost it. A late whistle.
I mean, the back spasms are some of the most painful.
Could barely walk when he re-injured it in Houston out of the All-Star break. And that's had a sub-500 record. It comes after 7 straight games against 500 or better teams.
SUVs you can count on. See your Greater Twin Cities Honda dealer.
Keldon is Chick-fil-A has done a nice job with their sponsorship league-wide. Just about every team, I think, has that sponsorship. Dante, open left side, catch and shoot 3, yes. I feel like that's one of the few times they've run some action for Dante there, and he just was like, yes, finally.
They've tried to run him off those baseline staggers. San Antonio's done a decent job of staying with him. Chris Paul turned.
Line drive, look out. And they wave it off. An offensive foul.
More out than we got to see there, but
we often use the term marginal. That was far less than marginal contact. I really thought that ball was out of bounds off of Chris Paul. They say it was off of Rudy. 129 to 107. 22-point lead, and Biyombo throws down the alley-oop.
They run that.
Bismack can still get up there.
Yeah, they run that action a bunch with him. He always gets that empty side lob dunk.
Randall to the elbow. Out to McDaniels. Jaden quick crossover. Drive in on Mamukelashvili. Fading for the mid-post. No, Champagnie the rebound. 4.5 left to play in the game. Mamukelashvili gets to the cup in the lane is good. A win tonight can't just tie them because the Warriors have won 3 of the 4 meetings this season. Julius across the lane, dumps it inside. Clark around his pack on a bounce pass. Nikhil puts it in off the window for 2. How about Jalen, the composure?
Jalen has just become a fan favorite. He's become one of our favorite just because of where he's come. He's come so far in such a short period of time.
Here's J-Mac off the Biyombo screen. Elbow jumper is good for number 11.
Yes.
With the Spurs. J-Mac, another fan favorite.
J-Mac had a baby. He and his wife Anissa just had a baby a few weeks back.
Congrats to them. Julius misses
7 weeks ago.
Wesley to J-Mac right side. 3 ball on the way. Yes. In limited time this year, J-Mac has hit 12 of 28 on his threes. That's up to 42%. Back the other way, Julius on a run to the rim. Too strong off the glass. Mamukelashvili with the rebound. Big man flares out to the right side, avoids Jalen Clark. Now Wesley hesitates. His pass to the corner deflected, but still controlled by Champagnie, whose 3 ball is no good.
I would be worried if I had Jalen Clark trailing me, dribbling the basketball. If I'm dribbling and he's trailing me, I am very concerned. You should be.
Feeling his presence. Dante, deep 3, and he strokes it again. He's 4 of 8 on his threes tonight. I mean, it's difficult to express how on fire he has been, especially in his 7 games back now. 134, 116. J-Mac misses a 3. Biyombo offensive rebound. Wesley Wolves will clear the bench at the next whistle as Biyombo scores it inside for 2. And a timeout is called. So 2.5 to play, and the Wolves up by 16 points. Dillingham tried to feed it into Luka, knocked away, but Luka gets it. Nice hesitation move, drew the foul. Well, there's that comp.
Fake and getting to the free throw line, which he did at a high rate in college of Iowa. He just was a tremendous college basketball player. See Josh Minot coming into the game for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And the guys that are on the floor right now, for this next 2 minutes and 18 seconds, they are going to be playing their hearts out right now because this is meaningful time for them.
Yeah.
Even though the game is blowout fashion right now, this is an important time for these guys.
It's their time. Wolves 2 minutes and 11 seconds away from heading to Denver on a 5-game win streak. And moving to 8 games over the 500 mark. Biyombo inside, jump hook is good. I keep waiting for Denver, sorry Jim, to kind of fall, and they're relying so much on Nikola Jokic, and yet the more help they take away from him, the greater he becomes. It's just incredible some of the numbers he's put up, and Denver just continues to win. They've been unbelievable in overtime this year. Minot, an offensive rebound, kept it alive for Luka, who does score it for 2.
Now, the OKC took care of business today against the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, not seen that result.
OKC put the hammer down at the end, too, to make it even more separation. How about that block? Josh Minot gives you that great athleticism.
Oh, Pass to the corner by Josh.
Well,
Rob had already vacated the area.
He made a basket cut just trying to make room for Josh Minott to maybe drive it.
Thunder won that game by 24 in OKC.
It was closer than that. It was
Yeah.
a 10-point game for a lot of the game. But
Wesley off to Biyombo. Lays it in. 38-122.
are you a believer in that team, Alan? After seeing OKC as much as we've seen them, are you a believer that they can win it all?
That's a good question. I don't know about winning it all. I still think they're the favorites to come out of the Western Conference. I think Boston and Cleveland would be favored in the finals. Biyombo, 2 more. 138-124. Bulls have given up 124 points, 56% shooting and 38% from deep. Plus a ton of free throws tonight. They're going to win this game. Dillingham zips it right side, telegraphed. Wesley with the steal. A little race toward the rim, lost it out of bounds, and it'll be